Hey guys, welcome back to Brushstrokes and Battlegrounds. Today we are going to be making some North Africa terrain. So I'm going to start off with this little sand dune hill, and I'm just going to trace the outline on some chipboard. Then I'm going to cut out that chipboard with a pair of scissors. You could also just use a utility knife or an X-Acto knife. And then to make the dunes, I'm actually going to use some aluminum foil to kind of bulk it up and just make it a little bit taller so it can block some line of sight. So I'm going to glue those down with some hot glue. You could use super glue. PVA glue probably wouldn't work too well. As you saw, I just burned myself. And aluminum foil it's pretty good conductor of heat, so just be careful when you're doing this not to burn yourself. So what I do is I apply one final layer over top of all the rest of the aluminum foil just to give it that kind of even, symmetrical looking thing. And we're going to cover this with drywall plaster later, or spackle, so you can just leave it for now. And next what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the base for some ruins. So I'm putting on a gas mask because I'm going to use a hot wire cutter to cut some styrofoam. So I'm just using normal packing styrofoam that you get for your TVs and stuff. And yeah, make sure you wear a gas mask and do this in a well-ventilated area. As you can see, I'm very new with this foam cutter. I just kind of got it just for this project, and I'm not very good with it. But as you can see here, I am definitely not very good with it. Just be very careful when you're using this not to burn your hands, and be careful of those fumes because they are pretty toxic. But I switched to a different attachment here so that I can kind of carve this into a little pillar because this is like North African. And yeah, after I'm done with all my pillars and all my little rubble things, I'm going to cut some cereal box card into some strips, and I'm going to glue that down to the base of the ruins to kind of just look like tile. Yeah, so I'm just using some standard white PVA glue. Elmer's glue works as well. I just got this stuff from the local dollar store. And I'm just going to put that stuff, the little card pieces on the base, and then I'm going to sprinkle some sand just to give it some texture. And I end up just using the sandbag to weigh it down, but just remember to always weigh stuff down whenever you're using PVA glue, because PVA glue tends to warp the chipboard. And after that's dry, I'm going to use some hot glue to put the styrofoam pieces down. And something really important about styrofoam is that it tends to dissolve whenever you spray paint it. So I don't show it on camera, but what I do is I slap a layer of PVA glue all over all the styrofoam that you see in this video, just to kind of protect it from that spray paint and make sure it doesn't dissolve. I'm also going to add a little bit of rubble, and now I'm going to move on to our last little piece of terrain, which is just a stone wall. So I'm going to take one of those offcuts from the styrofoam, and I'm just going to break it up. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to cut out a little piece of craft foam, and then what I did is with a pencil, I engraved little stone brick markings on the craft foam, so it kind of looks like a brick wall. Now what I'm going to do is, going back to that little sand dune hill, is I'm going to put a little bit of water in this drywall spackle just to make sure that it doesn't dry out super quickly, so that I have a good working time with it. And I'm just going to use latex gloves because using something to put it on it's way too much of a hassle. With latex gloves, I can kind of just get a feel, and I try my hardest to cover all the aluminum with this drywall spackle. And don't worry, we're going to sand this down later so that it looks a little more even. As you can see here, this was a little bit later at night. That's why the lighting's so bad. But yeah, I'm just going to use this sandpaper. Any grit really works. Just try and get it down. As you can see, I'm in the garage now. And I'm going to prime all this stuff. So again, because this is styrofoam, I suggest putting a little layer of PVA glue on it beforehand just to make sure that it doesn't dissolve. And then I'm just going to give all those a little bit of white spray primer. And we're going to paint over all these later. Before that, though, I'm going to put this PVA glue all over the sand dune and the ruins. And then you can thin this down a little bit. I didn't here, but I'm just going to brush that all on and cover the entire surface with that PVA glue, because I'm going to put baking soda over the top of it to make a sand effect, because baking soda is very fine, so it'll kind of it'll look like sand, just like how we use baking soda for snow beforehand. Now I'm going to mix up some sand looking paint. So I'm going to use yellow, white, and a little bit of brown to mix up a paint that kind of looks like sand. I'm going to put that all over the sand dunes and all over the ruins where the sand would be. Then I'm going to paint those ruins with a grayish sand stonewall gray type looking paint. So I'm going to add a little bit of white, a little bit of brown, and then a lot of black to kind of get that stone, sandy, sandstone looking color. I'm also going to put that on the brick wall. And then on the little wood pieces on the side, I'm also, of the brick wall, I'm going to paint them brown. You can see that I'm just painting the little ruined bits here with that same gray. Then I'm going to give everything a light dry brush with pale white. I use bone white here, but you can use whatever pale white you want. And then I'm just going to switch to a makeup brush to do it on the sand dunes because it's a little bit bigger. And yeah, this dry brush just really helps bring all those highlights together. You could do some edge highlights if you really want to, but my goal was just to try to get this done as quick as possible because the quicker you can make terrain, the better. After we're done painting, that's everything. Roll the montage. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you found this video helpful. Make sure to leave a like and comment if you have any questions, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.